Hello, welcome to this video. And this video is for you that is a foreign and think to retire in Brazil. Where is the best place in Brazil to retire? I'm assuming you have some money that you saved, you have passive income, things like this, okay? And you don't need to work here in Brazil because if you need to work is one thing, if you wanna retire is another, okay? So here where I live in Ceará, I consider I could say one of the best place to retire, okay? Number one, here in Ceará, we have Fortaleza, that's a pretty big capital. It's not so big as São Paulo, Rio de Janeiro, and other big capitals, but we have all we need here. We have good restaurants, we have parties, we have fun, we have entertainment, we have beaches, we have a good climate, and the city is not so beautiful, okay, just the touristic part, but it's very, Fortaleza, that's the capital, is very easy to move from a place to the other, okay? It's not so complicated to move on in the city, okay? Second thing here, I think here Ceará is one of the best places to retire is the cost of life, okay? Because rents here are a little bit more cheap than the rest of the country. And if you go to the countryside here in Ceará, you have very cheap rents, a lot more cheap than the capital. And you have safety. That is one thing you don't have here in the capital. You have safety because the countryside of Ceará is usually very small. So you don't have the problems you see here in the capital as the violence, okay? Because the infrastructure in the countryside here is very poor, is very undeveloped, and there are not so many people that moves there, and the cities in the countryside here has this difficult to grow, okay? So they stay small and safe too, okay? And in the countryside we have beaches, okay? We have beaches, we have low costs, okay? For you to have a notion to buy a home in the countryside, you can buy it for a very good home for, let me say, $30,000 or less. You can easily find a home there for less than $30,000, okay? And there's this thing you could think about to make up these solar panels, okay? There is a lot of this here. People are installing in their homes these solar panels, so you don't have to pay for the electricity, only the taxes, because we have a little bit of taxes, but it would be very cheap, okay? Let me see, for two persons in a home with the solar panels, you would invest about $3,000 for these solar panels. Let me put like this, $4,000 at the maximum, and you could install these solar panels in your home. So for whatever, if you don't want to install, you can just use the electricity, the general network, okay? But the countryside is very near to the capital, okay? We have interesting beaches here like Paracuru, Taíba, okay? It's very interesting. Beberibe, we have Iguape, okay? Iguape is not so safe, but it's a beach next to Fortaleza, about 1 hour by car, okay? But whatever, you have this beach countryside here, very small, very safe because it's very small, that you can easily, with ridiculous low amount of money, okay, you can buy a home and you can live here. And if you want to party, if you want to go to the capital, it's just 1 hour distant, okay? The roads here are good, very, very good, okay? If you are in a in a distance from 200 kilometers from the capital. You have very good roads. The roads are not so good if you go very far from the capital, 400 kilometers, 300 kilometers. But in general, I consider here in Ceará one of the best places to retirement. But if you want to work here in Brazil, it's not so good because the wages here are so low. Okay, I would recommend you to go to the southeast. Okay, but I have other videos here in the channel about working in Brazil, minimum wage, things like this. You can watch these videos. And thanks for watching. See you the next video. My contacts are in the description if you have some questions.